Not too much of there we go. Good morning, everybody. This is Nancy with Flow Together Wednesdays. Today we're going to be doing a wave-crest flow that was inspired by Elephant Journal. Tracy Johnson, I believe, was the one who is credited for coming up with the basic framework. So let's get warmed up and we'll go right on into it. So to start, we're going to get our bolster. And we're going to snuggle it up pretty close to the sacrum, not all the way up to the sacrum. So it's perpendicular. And we're going to rest our rib cage right over the top of it. Now we want to set up just so that if we tee out our arms, the tops of the arms miss, or the bottoms of the arms miss the bolster. And then we're going to set our head back. And now, if this is too much of a strain for the neck, first thing, go ahead and stick a pillow or a block under it. We just want to make sure that that the head is even with the chest or lower. A supported fish here. So we can cactus our arms or reach them up overhead. Let's give ourselves a big belly breath. Pull it all the way over that bolster. And we're going to walk our feet in and bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide. Let's let the knees get heavy. We're going to give ourselves up to gravity for these first few breaths, just to kind of ground ourselves so we can move into our flow with strength and focus. And let's confirm that intention with our long, deliberate exhales and complete inhales and complete exhales. And each breath of the practice to be another link in the chain, another strand in the rope bridge to the center. So as we come into the middle of the week, let's also come into the center of ourselves. Check in. Touch base. Come to the center of the kaleidoscope. Okay, wherever your hands are, let's go ahead and bring them to cactus. Take a breath here. As we exhale, we're going to curl onto the right side. Stack the knees. Take a big breath here. And as we exhale, we're going to come through the center and over to the left side. Big inhale, fans out rib cage. And exhale, roll across. Inhale. And okay, this time as we roll over onto our right side, let's take an extra breath here. Curl the chin. You're coming from extension to curl. And then we're just going to prop our head up on our right hand. Okay, stacking the knees. As we exhale, we're going to kick the left foot forward. And as we inhale, we're going to curl it back. Reach the toe back as far as you can. Starting to wake up the not the hamstrings, the quads. Next time we curl it back, maybe we get the foot with our hand. Let's adjust our lower leg so that we can balance nicely. Kick into the hand. Start to feel the stretch on the quad. Let's not lift the knee. Let's keep the knee in line with the hip. But now pull the navel in and up. What that does is it pulls the hips into alignment and gets us a better stretch through the quad. All right, release. Let's bring it forward. Let's sneak it up as far as we can while still pressing the left hip down. Sweep our hands to our left hand through the back of that left leg. And good morning. Let's stack our knees. Let's release the head and roll back over to the left. Roll back to the right. And exhaling to move. We're going to hang out over here on the left side. Prop our arm, our head in our hand. Listen here. Scoot around. Okay, so we exhale, just kick forward. Inhale to sweep it back. Try to keep the torso more or less still. So next time we inhale and bring it back, let's grab it. Let's grab the right foot with our right hand. Let's drop the right knee so it's the thighs parallel to the ground. And let's scoot this left leg out to give some counterbalance as we start to stretch the right thigh. And let's pull the navel up and in. And release. Let's kick the foot forward. Sneak it up as high as it can go. Sweep the right hand along the back of the leg. Saying, hi, muscle fibers. Wake up. We got some business to do today. And let's curl that leg back. We're going to sit on up. Push the bolster out of the way. We're coming up to our knees. We're going to sit on our heels. And let's inhale here as we walk the hands forward. We're going to extend long to the extended child's pose. Let's keep up on the fingertips. Exhale everything out, and as we inhale, we're going to walk the hands over to the right side. Once the right hand gets in line with the right hip, we're going to sweep the left hand up into the side bend. And as we exhale, we're going to walk back through the center. Inhale to sweep the right arm up, stacking the shoulders. Exhale. Sweep it up. And next time we're over here on the right side, we're going to actually lift the hips. Oh, no, we're not going to do that. Once we come over to the right side, we're going to walk the hand behind the feet, so off the mat. And then sweep and lift the hips. There we go. That's better. And look down at that right hand. And on our next exhale, set the hips, walk the hands over. The left hand comes behind the feet, kind of at an angle behind the feet. As we sweep the right arm up, we can look down at the left hand. Exhale down, walk it to the center. And then walk the hands in. We're going to tuck the toes, activate our feet. Let's make sure the pinky toe is involved. Okay. We're in our little toe squat. If that's too much, come on up to full kneeling. If sitting on the heels is a little bit too much. Okay, let's reach out with our hands. Both hands point down. Fingers point down. And we're going to take the left hand and just guide the right knuckles closer to the body. Let's relax the right shoulder. Flip the palm and pull the balls of the fingers back, particularly the ball of the index finger. Again, watch out for the creep of the right shoulder. And release. Again, plop. Now the right hand takes care of the left hand and we relax the left shoulder. Don't forget to breathe. So here we're opening our feet and I'm distracting you with the hand. And release, shake out the hands. Hands come onto the mat and we release those toes. Give them a little wiggle, give them a little pat. Sway the hips from side to side. And knees together. Let's sit back on the heels again. We're going to take the hands to the to the front of the knees. And as we inhale, we're going to kind of bend the elbows. So pull the elbows to the side and back as we push the chest forward. And exhale, curl. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, curl around the core. Pull the arms. And push. Come back to neutral. Inhale, the arms up nice and high. As we exhale, we're going to open the arms out to the side. Look back at the right thumb. Inhale to go up. Exhale to twist the other way. Look back at the left thumb. And keep the sit bones steady on the heels. And so as we twist to the right, let's go ahead and settle the left hand to the outside of the right knee. Engage that lever. And then maybe we can settle the pinky side of the finger onto the ground. Just kind of give a little nudge against the ground. Breathe through the full length of the spine. We're doing lots of twists today. My wave-crest flow is a twisty one. Let's inhale through the center. Exhale to twist to the other side. Keep your arms nice and open. And once we've established a twist, we can give it a little extra by settling the right hand to the outside. Notice the leverage that hand has. And then settle the pinky toward the toes, keeping the left shoulder open. And inhale through. Exhale, hands come down, tuck the toes, lift the hips. And just feel out how you want to release from most poses. Pedal the feet, come up on the toes, relax, shake out the legs. Again, all these little moments in between, all these little quote-unquote rest moments. They're not really rest moments. They're more like centering, release and centering moments. So take advantage. Okay, on an inhale, we're going to inhale the right leg up. I'm not very muted. As we exhale, we're going to come down to hover. So keep the hips nice and square. So we inhale, lift. Exhale, hover. And reach it up. Exhale, bring that knee in and hold for 3. Good. Grab the mat with your finger pads. And one step forward. We're going to stay up on our back toes. For now, offer the heart forward on an inhale. As we exhale, lift the hips up and back. Inhale to come forward. Feeling the left hip stretch, top of the front of the left hip stretch, and then we exhale, come into our right hamstring. Adding on a little bit. As we inhale, we're going to lower that back knee. And as we exhale, shift back. Inhale, come forward, tuck the back toe, lift the knee. Exhale into hamstring, high lunge, pyramid variation. Inhale, lower the knee, offer the heart forward. Exhale, half Hanuman. Inhale, tuck the toe, lift the knee. Exhale, into pyramid variation. Stay here. Walk the hands as far forward as they'll go. Keep scissoring the inner thighs together. Pulling that left hip forward, drawing the right hip back. And now let's look at the toes, settle them on the ground. We're going to step it forward, and we're going to take this left foot and cross it to the outside of the right foot. Now I'm moving for you so you can see that better. So we have the right foot crosses around behind, and the outer blades of the feet come together. Inhale, long spine. Soften the knees. Exhale, fold. Let's make sure that left. Okay, what are we doing? We went right foot, left foot's going up. Yeah.
Now let's make sure we soften the left knee. We're not hyperextending. Let's fold and let's gently sway the head over to the right. What that's going to do is going to pull the left hip around, and we get a juicy stretch in the outer, on the hip flex, or on the stabilizers, hip stabilizers. Okay, let's inhale halfway. Exhale, hands to hips, flat back. Inhale, challenge balance, come all the way up. Beautiful. Then we're going to reach up with the right hand. We're going to take our left hand, push the hips kind of to the front and right as we reach up. Stretch over this right front of the right pelvic bone. And inhale up, release the legs. Come into our mountain. Release and center. Inhale the rise. Exhale, lead with the heart. Inhale a flat back. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step or hop it back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga, all the way to the ground. Fingertips off the mat. Reach back with the toes. Let's inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lean the heart forward and down. Keep reaching back with the balls of the big toes. Inhale, lift shoulders, drop away from the head. And exhale. Inhale, come on up. Stay here. And if it feels good, I'm going to pick up the right leg, right foot. Maybe we look over and say hi to the toes. Take an inhale here. And exhale that foot down, turn back to center. And then we pick up the right foot. And we look over the shoulder and see if we can wave at ourselves with the toes. And exhale that foot down, come back to center. Let's inhale, let's lift the heart. Exhale, come on down. Hands over shoulders. Press up, go back and down. We're going to inhale the left leg up. Let's make sure it's square to the mat as we inhale, or exhale into a three-legged plank, hovering the left foot. Inhale the lift up. Exhale the hover. Inhale the left. Exhale, bring that knee into the chest. Great, find your breath. Leading yourself into the center. Then step it forward. Stay up on blocks are great. We're framing that front foot, so blocks might be good under the palms here. Let's keep the left rib cage close to the thigh. And exhale into our pyramid variation. So stay up on the back heel reaches for the ground, but you're still up on the toe. Adding on our half on the mountain. So next time we inhale, lower the back knee. Exhale. And half on. Inhale to come forward, lift the back knee. Exhale. Modified pyramid. Inhale forward. Slowly release the back leg. Exhale. Shift the hips straight back. So the hips are always facing straight ahead. And this next one, we'll hold. Inhale. Sink the hips as we lift the heart. Exhale into our pyramid variation. Back heels up, front toes lifted. Walk the hands to the top of the mat, if it's available. Rolling the right hip forward and pulling the left hip back. Next inhale, look at the toes. Settle the left toes to the ground. We're going to shift the weight into that foot and bring the right foot behind. And we're going to get the outer blades of the feet nice and close. And then sink. Crown of the head moving toward the ground. Relax the shoulders. Release the hand. And rest them on the ground. And then let's just gently move the hips to the right. What's going to happen is the head is going to move to the left. And find sensation in the glutes. Let's get the balance in our feet. Let's inhale a flat back. Exhale, hands to hips. Roll the shoulder heads away from the ground. And let's come all the way up. Lovely. Reach up with the left hand. Right hand nudges the hips, kind of front and left, as we reach up and kind of over to the back corner of the mat. Not back corner of the mat, but back corner of the room. Inhale, come on up. Release the legs, release the hands. Let's come into mountain. Just a couple breaths here. And we'll get set up for our wave-crest flow. So here, starting at the top of the mat, let's inhale the lift. Press the hips forward. Exhale, please keep the heart down. Inhale, flat back, pressing into the shins of the floor. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop it back into plank with slightly bent elbows and lower it down to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Pull the shoulders back as we press the heart forward. And exhale, back to down dog. So vinyasa means to place in a special way. And so the emphasis is kind of on the transitioning between poses. And what this wave crest flow does is it helps us, we do the transitions over and over again, so we definitely have to give the transition some love. So on that note, the whole idea is that we're not fixated on where we're going or where we came from, but in the moment of the between times. And there's so many distractions. Like this whole world is built on distraction, particularly the internet. So it's nice to come into a place where there's focus. Okay, so let's inhale the right leg up. I'm not going to bury you here. I'm doing my right leg too. Okay, the toe wants to come out to the side, but we're going to spiral the thigh so it comes down toward the ground with the toes. Keep reaching up through the inner right heel. Keep pressing up through the arms. And sinking into the left heel. Okay, and then exhale, we're going to step it through. Lower on the back knee. And then inhale, let's come on up into our Anjaneyasana. We're going to hold here for 5 breaths. So the inhale, we're reaching up and back. And the exhale, we're sinking into the hips. On the next exhale, we reach forward and down. Up the back toes, send the right foot up and back. And now you can either just go to down dog, or if you'd like, if you're feeling like you have a lot of extra energy, you can lower into chaturanga or vinyasa. Lift into our back bend. And exhale back to down dog. So we're all in down dog. Right leg again. Right leg reaches up. Exhale, we send through the hands. Lower the back knee. Inhale to rise up into our Anjaneyasana. Exhale to open out into Anjaneyasana twist. Keep reaching back with the right hand. We can take this left hand to the outside of the knee to help give us a little lever into our twist. And check in with the right hip. It likes to swing out, so let's hug it in toward the midline. Okay, next inhale, we're going to sweep that right arm back up. Both arms come up. We come through our Anjaneyasana. Exhale, come forward, tuck the back toe. Right leg reaches up and back. And we can either settle it into down dog or lower it as we come into a plank and chime. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Yes, and we're staying with the right leg. Right leg reaches up again. Exhale, and bring it forward. Set the knee down. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, circle them open. Let's keep that right hand moving. Tuck the back toe as it comes around. Pop up into crescent lunge. Sparkle out through the hand. 5 breaths here. Oh, we've already done 2. On 5, we lower the knee and open the arms out. Keep the right arm moving. Inhale into lower lunge. Exhale to press. Plant the hands, tuck the toes, turn the right foot up and back. We hang out in down dog or vinyasa. Right leg reaches up. Other right leg, yeah. Exhale, bring it through. Lower the back knee. Inhale it. Exhale. Keep that right arm circling as it comes around again. We'll lift up. Find our balance and exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale the long spine and exhale, we're going to cross the left elbow over the right knee. And come into a prayer twist. Again, check in with the right hip. It likes to wing out. So if we press our elbow into the knee is pressing back. Our next inhale, we're going to sweep up, crescent lunge. Exhale, we're going to open into our twist and lower the knee at the same time. Inhale, long vinyasa. Exhale, hands plant, tuck the back toe. Send the right foot up and back on that inhale. Take a vinyasa or hang out in down dog. Okay, last round. On the right side. Let's inhale the right leg up. Exhale, send it through the hands. Lower the back knee. Inhale the lift. Exhale, open and twist. Keep the right arm moving, tuck the back toes and lift. Inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer. Twist. Inhale here. As we exhale, look down at the right foot. Hop that left foot forward. We're in a twisted chair. Keep the hips low. And if you're feeling it, you can open your wings. Enjoy the fire in the right thigh. Next exhale, we'll bring palms together. Here's the tricky transition. Weight into the right foot so that the left foot can step back nice and far. Inhale on your prayer twist. So next inhale, we sweep it up into our high lunge. Exhale, open into our twist, lower on the back knee. Keep the right arm moving. Inhale on up. Exhale, hands come down, tuck the toes, send the right foot up and back. We can take our vinyasa here if that feels good. Let's set the knees. Bring the toes together, set the simple loving heels. And feel out the difference between the sides right now. You get a lot of work on that right side. Right quad is nice and activated. Let's bring ourselves, let's breathe ourselves back to center, away from distraction. I think a lot of folks, I know for me, I came into
I got more into mindfulness through yoga. First, I came into yoga for exercise, and I didn't realize something about yoga made me feel good. And yeah, all the muscle stretching and strengthening definitely made me feel good. But I could get that through swimming. I could get that through elliptical trainer, or whatever. But something about yoga and the mindfulness kind of snuck up on me. and I was hooked. I was hooked before I knew I was hooked. Okay, let's come on up to down dog. Feel yourself out. Maybe there's a little bit of release you want to do in that right leg. Flip around here. Okay, ready for the left side? Let's inhale. Let's step the right foot slightly toward the middle, and we're gonna sweep up heel first with the left leg. Let's roll the outer hip down. We keep them square. It's not going to go up as high as we do when we stack. We come right on down forward. Totally different stretch. Inhale long, and as we exhale, let's bring that left knee in, step it forward, lower on the right knee, release the toes. Just make sure the knee is over the ankle. Let's rise up into our Anjaneyasana. And next exhale, we'll reach forward and down. Tuck the back toe. Send that left foot up and back. And either wait in down dog or vinyasa your way to down dog. Just making sure that we inhale on our back bend. Exhale into down dog. Okay. Left leg comes up again. Exhale, we send that left leg forward into our low lunge. Inhale to rise straight ahead. And exhale to open to the sides. As we're holding here, let's use our levers. So right hand to the outside of the left leg. It helps us move the chest around. Hug the left hip in. We want to get this nice line, depends on your anatomy, from the knee to the hip. So usually when we're in a twist, it wants to kind of wing out, and we're not going to let it. As we inhale, let's swing that left hand up. Exhale, reach forward and down, tuck the back toes, and the left foot up. And settle into down dog or vinyasa. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, send it to the hands. Go on the back knee. Inhale, in. Exhale, we open. Keep the left hand going and tuck the back toe. As it comes up, so does the knee. And we stay in our crescent lunge. On our next exhale, we're going to open into a twist as we lower the right knee to the ground and release the toes. Left hand keeps moving. Inhale up into our low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, we reach forward and down. Send the left foot up into a three-legged dog. And exhale into down dog or take your vinyasa. Inhale, left leg comes up. Exhale, it comes through the hands. Go on the back knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. You know, coming up into crescent lunge is a little bit too much right now. You can stay on that back knee, no problem. Double your Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale to lengthen through the spine.
Exhale to take that length to twist across the midline. Right elbow to the outside of the knee. Let's press into the knee as the knee presses into the elbow. And get this left hip in line. Next inhale, we're going to sweep it all the way up into our crescent lunge. Exhale, we're going to open into the twist, lower down on the right knee. Keep the left hand. Inhale through arms vinyasa. Exhale to reach forward and down. Send the left foot up into our three-legged down dog. And then come into down dog or lower. Tricep push-up. Back bend, cobra on top. And pull. Okay, last one on the left side. So let's last one of the wave, yeah? Inhale the left. Exhale to send it forward. Exhale the right knee. Inhale up. Exhale, twist, open twist. Circling the left hand, tuck the back toe. Crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale the length of the spine and exhale to come into our prayer twist. Take an inhale here. Exhale to look down at the left toes. Shift the weight into the left toes to step it forward into our twisted chair. Make sure the spine reaches long from the tailbone. Open your wings if you're feeling. So the wings come open only if we have this right shoulder on the outside of the left knee. Drop the hips. On the next exhale, hands come together if you're in wings. And let's look at the toes. Shift the weight into the left foot. And step it back, big back with our right foot. And here we are. Inhale here. Next inhale, we sweep up into our crescent lunge. Exhale, we open into our low lunge twist. Inhale and low lunge. Exhale, reach forward and down. Inhale the left leg up. And exhale, down dog, left vinyasa. Feet allow to release. And then we'll set the knees, edges of the mat, toes together. Release and center. One of the things that really drew me to vinyasa yoga is that essence of mindfulness. And I wouldn't be able to get that mindfulness at least not originally, through meditation alone. I had to work out first. But also the moving the body with the breath gives my monkey mind a focus. So that I'm able to settle into who I am. And into at least my body, if nothing else. Beautiful. Yeah, let's walk it on up. Bring the knees together. Let's just give a little release twist. Okay, now that we're all twisted up and we're nice and warmed up, we are going to work on side crow, side crane, side baby crane to be exact. So what we need to do is we need to come onto our toes and come into a squat. Right. Okay. So at any point along this shape, you can stop. Okay, so this may be where you stop today. But let's try to work, I'll mirror you. Let's try to work the right arm to the outside of the left knee. Kind of like our chair, if we're low to the ground. Okay, if that's available, then we're going to set the palms on the ground. We want the fingers to point out to the left. Okay? Keep the knees pointing forward. Okay, now like chaturanga, we want to bend the elbows in toward the body. Is that working out? So what ends up happening is the left elbow snuggles in to the left hip, and the right elbow is close to the knee, basically creating a shelf for the thigh there. This may be where you stop too. You want to move on. Let's lean out to the left and set the right or left thigh is on the shoulder shelf, on the elbow shelf. And then maybe the toes fly. Right. And breathe here. This is baby crane. And come back down when you're ready. Let's all come back to center. And let's straighten the legs. Fold. Okay, let's get a flat back. Let's lift up on the toes and bend the knees. Let's keep the knees kissing. We're going to walk the hands over to the right side this time. You'll find a lot more opening over here, or less, depending on which twist is a little more open. Span out the fingers, shoulder width apart. And the hands are shoulder width apart. If we stay up on our fingers, that's fine. Just stay here. Get this twist, get this shape. The palms can come down, fingers pointing off to the right side. And we'll bend the elbows in toward the body, almost like a twisted chaturanga. Okay. Right hip goes onto the right elbow. Okay. Side of the right knee comes onto the left elbow. And we start to lean. Grab the mat with the finger pads and maybe the toes fly. The tail feathers come up. And breathe. Breathe in your twist. And then bring your tail feathers down. Walk the hands to center. And it's going to fold. Let's soften the knees enough that we can lift up the feet and slide the hands all the way under the toes, all under the feet, so the toes come right up to the wrists. Okay, so this is more of a wrist massage than it is a hamstring stretch. So don't worry about getting those legs straight. We're just focusing on getting the toes into the wrists and the toes give the hands a massage. Just release the head. Let's inhale, flat back. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, hands to hips, straighten the spine. And exhale, just fold. Let's take hold of the calves. And we plant the hands. We step or hop it back into chaturanga. We lower or hop it back into plank, soft elbows, and exhale. Or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And we're going to come onto a bum. So look ahead, step or hop halfway or full way. Whoop. And come on down. Once you get down, knees into the chest. Oops. Circle the knees around. Find your release. Find yourself like I said, in the center of your kaleidoscope. Let everything else flutter around. Just being part of the spectacle of shadow and light. Sparkle and brine, it's all there. And it's wonderful. Have all of that. Let's go ahead and bring the right knee into the chest, extend the left leg long. Let's take hold of the back of the thigh, back of the calf, ankle. We'll get the foot. And let's give ourselves a little bit of a hamstring release. Relax the shoulder. Just bring that left knee into the chest. Hug it in. Just snuggle it in toward basically on the left side of the arch. You know, the arch of the ribs, that hollow of the stomach. Just get the leg there. Relax the shoulder. Hold the knee in. It's just the breath that's doing the work. The leg is relaxed. If I let go, it just flop onto the ground. And we'll take a look at the thigh, the calf, ankle, the balls of the feet. And then I'm just going to coax a stretch through the back of the neck. Take the chin, relax the shoulder. Just let the shoulders be heavy. Shake out the legs, bounce the knees. Okay, we're going to come into two bridges. The first bridge, just a normal bridge. Second bridge is going to bring us into a piked shoulder stand. So I want to show that to you before we do it. Well, I'll show it to you after the first bridge. Okay, before we come into the first bridge, I want to get a pelvic rock happening. So as we inhale, press the tailbone into the ground. And as we exhale, pull the navel in toward the spine so the tailbone lifts. Okay, so notice how that happens more or less naturally. If you take big belly breaths, the pelvis gently rocks. But I want you to exaggerate that. So as we inhale, really create some space in the lower back. And as we exhale, lift the tailbone. Okay. Your next exhale, hold this tailbone tuck. And as we inhale, keep that tailbone tuck as we lift the hips off the ground. And once the hips are off the ground, maybe we can work onto our shoulder heads, interlace the fingers under the spine along the mat, and go along through our knees. Keep scooping up through the tailbone. Sink into the heels. All right, release the hands if you got them. And as we come down, let's come up onto the toes so we can get that tuck again. And zip the spine down into the mat. Sway the knees from side to side. Okay, for this next one, we're going to move from, so don't do it yet, just watch. We're going to move from here. We're going to get our wrists above our elbows, catch our hips, one knee up, the other knee up, and come and flip the hands and come into a piked shoulder stand. Okay. So we still have a straight line with our upper body and a straight line with the legs. So we're not kind of sagging into our back here. We're piking. We have a nice strong pike. And then from here, we're gonna do like a piked pigeon. And then we're gonna roll down into supine pigeon. Okay? If you can do all that without, because I don't want you to look around at me while we're up there, because it's not good for the neck. If that works out, great. If you notice those transitions are not really working for you, then go ahead after the bridge, come on down, and just roll yourself up to a piked shoulder stand. You can do the piked pigeon, but then roll down and come into the typical supine pigeon pose. Okay, let's work in. Let's go for it. Snuggle the shoulder blades. Drop the navel in to lift the tailbone first, and it comes up into a nice quality bridge. We bend the elbows, hands catch onto the hips, the thumbs toward the spine. Set the weight into the palms, and we reach one knee up, the other knee up. Flip the hands, and settle into a piked shoulder stand. We're going to cross the right leg over the left. right ankle over the left knee. So we have this upside down figure 4. Bend the left knee. Now as we exhale, we're going to bring the knee to the forehead, toward the forehead. Now we are rounding our spine. If it's available, we're going to roll right down to the ground. So the hands can come to the mat as breaks. And we're still in the supine, we're in the pigeon shape here. So let's take hold of the left thigh, take hold of the shin, relax the shoulders, melt the chin. Lean the right knee down toward the bottom of the mat. Pull the left knee in. We have these through the tailbone. And release the legs. Ankle shake. We got to go up to do the other side. Give the hands a little shake when we do that. All right. Heels for the sit bones, but not so much that we're kind of overshooting the knees. Okay. So let's make sure that the knees are above the ankles. And we rise up. We catch the hips if that's available. We draw one knee in, the other knee in. Once the weight is off our hands, we can flip the hands and settle the hips back into the palms. Reach up with the toes. This time we're going to cross the left ankle over the right knee. We're going to bend the right knee. And we're going to curl that shape in toward the forehead, rounding the spine. And then we're going to release the hands and slowly roll down into supine pigeon. So let's go ahead and thread the left hand through the triangle we just made, catching, and then the right hand around the outside, catching the thigh, catching the shin. And then relax into the upper body. Pulling down to the tailbone. Keeping the left foot flexed so that we don't collapse through the left ankle. And then let's release. Shake out the legs. Shake out the hands. And before we come into shavasana, let's do a fish to counter some of the contraction that was happening to the neck. Let's sit on our wrists, palms face down. Let's tuck the elbows under the rib cage, extend the legs long so that our bum comes onto the backs of the hands. Press into the elbows to lift the upper body. It's almost like we're coming up, we're on the beach, looking down the wave, we're looking down past our toes at the waves. Now press the chest up even more and release the crown of the head to the ground. Not the back, we want the crown of the head. So we're stretching the throat, if that feels good for the neck. Breathe vigorously. Okay, let's press into the elbows again, tuck the chin. Lower yourself back down to the ground. Soften the chin into the jaw. Walk the feet in so we can release the hands. Walk the feet to the edge of the mat so we can drop the knees from side to side. And just check in with whatever needs releasing in your body right now. Give yourself these next moment or two to be completely spontaneous. Or if there's a pose that you absolutely must do before a shavasana, then feel free to do that. But otherwise, give yourself permission to play around right now and find what really feels good right now. Because what feels good every day might not feel so good today. Sometimes those final poses that you really must do feed the mind. So we don't want to ignore the mind part in the equation. It's all part of the same spectrum. All right, once you do release yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, find yourself in shavasana. Clear yourself out with your breath. And last little wiggle time. And as you sink, your body sinks into the earth. Let your mind sink into itself. With the breath, just ripple in and out of you. You know what? I'm going to suggest watch yourself get distracted. So you're at the center. You're at this cross section of the kaleidoscope, the little vanishing point that you've been talking about, and everything else is whirling around you. So from that still point, notice the structure. Notice how you respond to a distraction. Notice how you want to respond to distraction. Notice if you can feel the difference between a distraction that really should be dealt with and then without any fuss and then released, or if it's a distraction that is meant to, that should be kind of resisted with a bit of toughness, with a bit of your own internal fortitude. You know, sometimes that little phantom itch that's on the face, you go to scratch it, okay, no fuss, but then about 4 others pop up. That's the kind of distraction that is seeking to pull you away from the center. That's the monkey mind getting restless. So. And then there are other distractions that might need to be seen to, and that we don't need to struggle against them and force ourselves not to acknowledge them. Like maybe that centipede crawling up your thigh. You know, you definitely want to get rid of that. Well, or you could be in a total Zen state, and if that centipede bites you, then okay, back to center. But there sometimes to the monkey mind, that it doesn't feel different. It wants to see to all the distractions, whether they're phantoms or whether they're dangers. And so it takes that center space to recognize the difference. feel free to continue your shavasana as long as feels right to you. When you're ready to come out, start to deepen the breath. Move through the hands and feet. Sway the head. Lock the feet in. And we'll curl onto the right side. Keep the left hand behind us. Keep the heart nice and open. And let's bring that left hand around. You can press it into the floor and rise on up to Sukhasana. Once we arrive, find the sit bones, find your seat. And rise up to the spine. And let's rise up through the hands. Palms come together at the top of the breath. And we exhale the hands, settle the heart center. Let's feel our practice with the sound of Om and 3 Shantis. So let's take a big, full inhale. Complete emptiness on the exhale. Pull the navel in, squeeze it out. Hold empty. Hold in the summer space for 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale to begin. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And exhale, tuck the chin. In honor of the spirit of life and light that flows around us and through us and shines within us. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me midweek for that wave-crest flow. And hope to see you next week. We're getting pretty hot over here. We're getting a little heat wave happening. So I hope everybody stays safe and stays cool. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Bye for now.